Hi, I'm Meg.
And I'm David.
Welcome to The Average Vegans, a podcast to help you live an attainable vegan lifestyle. We're not the ripped influencer vegans you hear about in other podcasts. We're just some ordinary people living in the South, eating plants and loving animals.
All right. Well, on this episode, we're discussing the 10 things that didn't suck in 2021. Very fancy.
We did
2021.
we did this last year
Yes.
and we had hope for this year.
Well, well, I mean, to be fair, you didn't actually want to do it last year, which was understandable.
No,
Yes,
it was your idea.
last year was
and I
rough
fought
for
you on
you,
it. Yeah.
and I thought it was
Yeah.
important for us because the past 2 years haven't been super fun, especially last year. I think this comes out in 2022, right?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
2020 wasn't that splendid, especially for you.
Yep.
And I want to rehash that stuff. So I felt it was important. I think I mentioned this. I think it was important for you to kind of reflect on things, and myself as well. Important things that happened, and it seemed to give us a lot of positivity starting the year out.
Yes.
So and you just doing it again, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And
And it was easy to pick my five. Like
Yeah.
I had my five within like a minute. I was
Yeah.
like, quick, got them. They're easy.
I did.
However, this year makes me still angry. Yes. Well,
I'll tell you. Yeah.
and normally you're the one who's probably quicker at these things
Typically.
than me. I think last year I struggled.
Mhm.
This year was quicker. I still don't like the year. It's not my favorite.
Fair enough.
There have been some horrible things that have happened this year, but the fact that it was easier to pick my five things that didn't suck is, that's reassuring. That gives me
doesn't
hope.
suck. That doesn't suck.
There you go. That doesn't suck. So
No.
easy.
I-
Oh gosh.
I got mine last year pretty quick, and then this year was a little more difficult. And because it was really that bad of a year, it was just kind of felt like more like a nothing year.
Yeah.
It felt like yesterday was
Mhm.
January, so it felt like nothing has really happened because it feels like we're in the same spot we were in, the year before.
Yes. It's been 2 years of the same, it feels like, yet not the same.
Right, exactly. Even
So
like,
much has changed, but
yeah, and my nephew's over this. Holidays are over when we're recording this, and he was like, "We're on a break. Can I come over?" Yeah, sure. And then he got home. Was like, "Hey, I got to record tonight." And he's like, "Oh, I told him we're recording about it." He was like, "Oh, what are your kids? What are your five things?" Yeah.
oh, he asked.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And I was gonna ask a question, dude. And I was like, fuck.
I
I was like, bro, I came up with a couple in the car, and we were driving to go get like stuff for some tasty vegan beefy bean burritos tonight.
Yummy.
They look really good. I'm having mine when we finish tonight, and I was like, fuck, it's harder for me. I don't know why it's harder this year. I think I got some good ones,
We'll probably think of other ones as we talk too, which is good.
It's like the 10 is like the initial number. So it may go up. I try to keep them personal too. That way we didn't cross over.
Right.
And I know for me I kept them personal. I didn't keep them and this year in Yugoslavia this happened. Like it's not like a world thing. I'm more keeping. I think
No, these are all about us, about our personal lives.
which
and
hopefully they
stuff.
reflect. They will reflect on to you, dear listener, in some way.
Okay. I will start.
Okay.
So, one of the things in 2021 that did not suck was my resin business.
Yes.
Which I know you knew was going to be on this list.
Blowing up. Pretty soon you'll be sponsoring the show, right?
Yeah, okay. I started making resin pieces in November of 2020 as like a Christmas gift. And I just thought, I'll make some like coasters and maybe Christmas ornaments or something and give them as Christmas gifts, something homemade, but that'll last forever. And then I really liked it.
I got mine right here. The first coasters you did.
Oh yeah, that is one of the first ones I did.
One sits on my desk, one sits on my nightstand in my bedroom.
Yay! You have a bunch of coasters for me.
I do.
Yeah, I just really fell in love with the art form, and I just started a little Etsy and selling just a few little pieces here and there. And then I found kind of my bestseller, I guess. So a former friend of mine um, messaged me one day, and she is an artist, very talented artist. And she asked me to make a resin paint palette, like what Bob Ross carries in his hand to put his paint on and mix his colors and, dip his brush in and whatever. Um, and I make these beautiful resin paint palettes that have 9 wells to put your paint in, which is a lot for a palette. And I think that's part of the reason people like them so much. But once I started putting those up on my Etsy store, it just kind of went a little crazy.
Right.
Started in Mother's Day. Lots of moms got some paint palettes for Mother's Day, and then the holiday season was absolutely insane. I will be more prepared next year.
Yeah, you had to shut your store down a little bit to kind of keep.
Yeah, yeah. I made more in November and December than I think like majority of the year. Like it was a lot.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. It's just, it gets to be a bit much because, I do have a regular job, like a full-time job, and a family and this podcast. So it does become a lot, but it's really exciting to make art that people love and that will be in their homes forever or until they're tired of it and they give it to someone else. Um, but my favorite thing is the paint palettes, they're not given to just anybody. These are people that like to paint.
Mm-hmm.
So they are in turn making art with my resin art. And
Mm-hmm.
when that dawned on me, I was like, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
so
even
meta.
imagine. Yeah, it is. Oh God. I
It's
hate
like
you.
it's artception.
It so is.
It's art inside of art.
Oh, I just like people don't really tag me very often. It's not like they're going to tag the person whose palette they used, like that's not really something people do.
Mm.
But I would love to see some of the artwork that people have made using my palettes. Some of the people for the holiday season, I had grandmothers getting them. I had a grandma who was 76 getting my paint palette. And I was like, what is she painting? Show me now. And then I had someone who gave it to their 11-year-old sister. And I was like, what is she painting? Like, I want to see these things. So please, if any of you have bought from me, tag me. I'm sure you won't, but if you do, the name of my company is Go Hard Resin Company, if you'd like to check it out. Um, it's pretty fun. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have some new items coming out this year that are pretty exciting. I guess I could tell you guys. I'm making resin calendars, like desktop calendars, um, and some giant crystals. So,
Oh yeah,
like,
that'd be cool.
you know, size of my hand, like, size crystals that I can make out of resin that can be like anything I want. I'm really excited about that. So,
Heck yeah.
there's some new products coming out, and I think you guys will like them. David has a bunch. I
I got a
mean,
handful of them. Yeah.
his tables are protected. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, I got my downstairs. I have like four coasters in a tray. Interesting enough, I use it to actually like because it's mostly decorative, right? But I actually put my remotes in it. But I use it for
Oh.
more than anything else, like because when I use it for more than anything else, I kind of ran those four words together. 'Cause my table kind of pop kind of like lifts up and out, so I can use it like for dinner
Hmm.
table and for whatever. Um, I actually will put like sauces in it and stuff because I don't like
Oh,
to put things on the actual table itself. I use the coasters, obviously. And so
right.
if I need like a peanut sauce and a ketchup or like ranch or whatever to kind of have like for them, I'll put them on that to keep them off. It's almost like a little sauce tray.
Cute.
It works out perfectly. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. What a cute little thing. I bet those could be used for like charcuterie boards
Oh
too.
yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
useful. Yeah, for sure.
So, yes, my resin business did not suck in
At
2021. It
all.
has been wonderful. It has grown, and I can't wait to see what happens this coming
No
year.
doubt, man.
We'll see. I just got a cricket for Christmas, so watch
It's
out.
about to, it's about to set off.
I'm
Better
really
watch
excited
yourself.
about that.
Yeah, dude.
That could be
That's
my number, my like extra bonus is I cannot wait to play with that little thing. So,
right. I was like, it's funny. I was thinking about you getting that, and like, yeah, I printed. I have a 3D printer. Which when did I get that thing?
gosh, it's been a while. Have you talked about it? I don't think you
I don't think
have
I
on
have.
here.
Oh, okay. I got 6 now. Uh, instead of 5, I got 6 things. No, I'm sorry. I had that 3D printer, and this coach Meg got me these like Nintendo coasters, and I
Mm-hmm.
measured out and designed this like looks like a regular Nintendo, old school regular Nintendo coasters. I made like a little dust jacket to put them in, so they didn't like kind of scatter, and it's perfect. It looks exactly
Oh
like
my
it's perfect.
god.
And I was like, hey, Megan's got that cricket. I wonder if she can like do like a vinyl like Nintendo logo I can stick on.
Yep.
I
I
was like,
sure
oh,
can. I sure can. And
it's
I
like
can even, it's easy to like measure the size of it too. I could do it. I could hook you
I
up.
have some ideas for you then of that thing.
I know. I
Especially in
keep
like the
getting
gaming world.
messages.
I got some gaming world. I got some ideas. You can do some really cool stuff about with that. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll
I've
talk.
already been tagged in things. Athena, she tagged me in something, this like sign on the wall on Facebook. And then some of our other friends, like Olivia and Melissa, they both went, Megan, Megan. I was like, oh, I should never have told everyone that I have
Yeah.
a cricket now.
I'll look up what that thing does. So I can like I got some ideas.
Oh gosh.
Holy shit.
All right, you tell me one of your good things.
All right. So this one's pretty deep. No.
Oh,
This actually could be considered a bad thing for some people. Good thing for me. And I know you like it. I became single this year.
oh yes.
Very early
Sorry.
actually, like right at the beginning of like right like March 1st, like at the beginning of March. Yeah, I had a quite. I don't really talk about relationship stuff too on here, although we do plan on doing a relationship episode.
We do. Mm-hmm.
Um, I had a quite tumultuous relationship the past few years, about 3.5, almost actually, it was just shy of 4 years. Like our like year anniversary was on the 5th of March.
Oh,
Yeah. So
wow.
right, and so we like a few days before the whole thing came crashing down. I mean, overdue. Um, but yeah, as that ended, there was a lot of like trauma in that, and a lot of like anxiety stuff that came out of it. Like, I mean, not long after I broke up, Meg, you and I met at a local little restaurant over here, Dolce, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a waiter coming out, almost ran into you. Remember that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was so small, like, oh, watch out, and I kind of like touched him, like, watch out, and like I had almost had a panic attack. I had to like sit down because my ex would like flip him like, you don't, I can't tell me what, don't tell me what to do. And,
Right.
I don't like the way you say that. I'm like, someone's about to run into you with like plates. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like I would get yelled at, literally yelled at for that. So like, so there's a lot of like toxicity and stuff. And we're kind of friends now. I mean, she had, it all came from like, I know where her issues came from. And,
Mm-hmm.
um, I started therapy 2 years ago because of it. Like if there's other reasons I needed to go, there's a lot of reasons we all need to go. But
Yes.
that was like the cast. Like I need to go see if where this problem is. If it's me, is it this person? That therapist's like, it's not you. Um, so it took almost a year, a little over a year of therapy to kind of get to the point where it's like, and I'm done. Um, but it's considered. You want to say something good?
I
I
love
guess.
your therapist so much.
Shout,
I
shout out
want
to
to hug
Meredith.
her.
Shout out to Meredith.
Yes, thank you, Meredith. I love you so much. I wish
Yeah.
someday I can meet you. Oh,
Yeah. It's probably one of the best things. I mean, for honestly, for both of us, she has issues she's worked through, and she's done a good job working through it. Um, and I don't think she would have worked through her issues if we hadn't. I think she even said that,
yes.
like us ending things kind of helped her give her space and some clarity of working through her stuff, which she's still working through.
Right.
Her issues run deep, and it's family deep. Um,
And I'm
so
proud of her for working on them.
yeah,
I
I was
am.
surprised when she
Yeah.
kept doing it.
And you guys just were not good together, and
Nope.
that's okay.
No, I mean,
And
so much to the point where like because we lived together for a good while, like 6 months after we broke up. Which you're an adult, so if
Yeah.
you're together with adults, you have to kind of like suck it up. It took a while for her to like get to that point where her and I talked, and we both agreed we're basically single for the last 2 years relationship anyway. We were only
Right.
really a couple for like a year and a half. The last 2 years to 2.5 years, we were basically roommates.
Yeah.
We barely did anything
Yeah.
together. We constantly just irritated with each other and all kinds of stuff for different reasons. It was grossly unhealthy.
There's such a weight lifted off of you.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh. And her too, I know. And I mean
oh for
I will
sure.
not talk bad about her at all because that's I just don't want to do that. But um I'm sure like once she got over the sadness, it actually was probably a big relief to be like, okay, I don't
Yeah,
have to like there's not that like tension and the arguing and that kind of thing anymore. Like she could just be.
right.
And I'm proud of her for getting therapy. I think this was the best option for both of you, and you guys have really handled it very maturely. I thought it was going to be like perhaps more of a problem, but
It was a difficult at first. I mean, I literally have a
yes.
contract I had to write up and have us agree to because it was such a pain in the beginning.
Yes,
Yeah,
but like things have gone really like smoothly since
yeah,
like the end, and I'm proud of you guys for both handling this well, and
yeah.
I'm, I'm just so happy. I
She,
just like it because you are just it's such like again like such a relief for you. Like there's
oh, for
such
sure.
a yeah, it just you were not good together. That
No,
doesn't mean either one of you is a bad person. You're just not good
and that's
together.
what I
That's
told
just
her.
how it is.
Yeah, that's what I told her when I was with like when it was all coming to an end. And I through therapy I had to learn like the gaslighting, the controlling mechanisms, how the
Mm,
type of person that she is, like can like change subjects, move things around, and like change
right.
blame and focus on things, and how to like work. And literally, I would go like, okay, therapist says this is what's gonna happen. This is what's happening. I need to get out. Like, okay, we're doing this. I'm out. I would really turn around and walk away and go away for an
Mm-hmm.
hour until everything's settled and go back down to keep the conversation. Every time it would stir back up, nope, 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 backtrack out. And I told her, that's what I was
It
like,
taught you a
we're just,
lot.
yeah, I was like, we're just not good together. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You're not good for me. I'm good for you. That's what's happening. And she actually has a
Oh,
boyfriend now. She's in another relationship, and that's fine. We
good.
talk about we talk about dating and her boyfriend and whatever. So you
They
know,
still share pets, so they still have to communicate.
yeah,
If everyone's wondering why you're still talking to each
yeah,
other,
and
you
also
share pets.
other than her boyfriend, she has like no family in Georgia. Not that her boyfriend's her
Right.
family. She has no family in Georgia. The family she does have nearby, in a different state, very bad people.
Right.
At the point where I kicked one of the family members out of my house on our first Christmas, and they're not allowed on my property. I will call the police for trespassing, and I don't do that lightly. That's hard. That takes a lot for
Right.
me to do. I'm
Right.
like no. And she has friends, but not really close ones, so it's kind
Right.
of feel bad.
And again, she's not a horrible person, so as a friend, perfectly fine.
Yep, I keep boundaries. I talked to my
Yep,
therapist about those
exactly.
boundaries. My therapist, I'd say, my ex is coming over this weekend. I'm not gonna say her name, but
No.
obviously, but my ex is coming over. It's like, how do you feel about that? We're doing this, this, this. Here's why she's coming over. Here's the boundaries that I've set. If there's a problem, I speak up immediately. She's really bad about coming in, just changing the thermostat in my house. I'm hot natured. She'll put it on 74, 75,
That
and
is like a
that's
sauna.
fucking hot. And I didn't know she
I
did it
will
last time she was here. And I told her, like, hey, next year, don't touch the thermostats. I was nicer about it. I'm just paraphrasing. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, you put it 74, and I'm hot natured, so I was like burning up. I woke up in the night going, why am I like sweating
Why
my
am I on
ass off?
fire?
I was like, oh my God, and she's, I'm sorry. I said, it's fine. Just, if I was cold, I was like, well, if you're cold, I got blankets. If you're cold, put on a hoodie. Don't switch thermostats because I'm not used to changing them. I keep them at 72 year round,
Yeah,
right?
it's a great temperature.
Right. And if
Perfect.
in the morning, in the wintertime, it gets a little colder, I'll put the hoodie on. It'll warm up throughout the day. I take it off and be fine. So anyway, I'm rambling on this one. But yeah, so we have pets. She actually comes watch the pet sometimes, which is helpful on the holidays and trips and stuff. So,
Hmm.
but anyway, get
Yes.
single. It was great for both of us, especially
Woo!
for myself. And my
Sorry.
friends, all you guys were like, yes, a party. So,
Just because it's like good for both of you, just
yeah.
get it needed to be done, and we're proud of both of you for just being done.
Yeah, kind
Like,
of.
just yes, good job.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm
That
gonna
was
give you another one.
all right. Number two.
All right. In 2021, I have been able to continue to work from home.
Yes. Ooh.
I'm going to knock on wood.
Right.
um, there were moments throughout the year where I was being asked to come back to the office,
Yep.
and I, fought my case. It didn't work. And then nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then I
You
don't
were
know what
so
happened.
you were so
Again,
stressed too. You were so like freaking out too.
I am knocking on all the wood right now because that's the only thing I'm superstitious about is I knock on wood, even though I know it does nothing. um, so I don't know what happened. I think my boss just understands that everyone I work with on my team is remote in a
Right.
different state or just too far from the office or whatever. So if I were to return to the office, it would literally be to sit in a room in order to have the same Zoom meetings that I could have from my home.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense because I literally work with zero people in the office closely, and it just makes no
It
sense
was
whatsoever. So I'm assuming someone talked to him about that, or he realized, I don't know, something, because I have not been asked to come back to the office. Um, and I now have I'm not going to get into why, but I have a legitimate reason why I cannot return to the office,
right.
for reasons I won't go into. But so I don't think it's going to be asked of me. I don't think that's like something that's going to happen in the future. So we'll see.
No.
But for right now, for 2021, I have been able to stay home, and I am thankful for that. I'm trying to be grateful for what I have and not worry about the future too much. But it has been a blessing. Um, I think I talked about it in one episode. Our dog of 13 years passed away this year.
Mhm.
And if I hadn't been able to stay home, I wouldn't have been able to be with her like the last year, 6 months of her life or whatever it was. So I'm thankful for that, for every day that I've been able to be at home. It's just been wonderful,
Mhm.
for my time management in my life, like getting things done. It has saved me money, time, just
Sanity.
stress of yes, like I don't know if you don't live in the state of Georgia, like near like city limits kind of area, even like anywhere, and even in the like outskirts of Atlanta, if you've never driven through this area, I don't know. I don't like explain it.
We're
Traffic
always
is so bad.
we're always voted one of the worst cities like in the country for traffic. I think like it's like L.A., like something like Michigan, something like Minnesota, something weird.
Washington D.C. is
Yeah,
always in there
like a
too.
weird state is like second. Like
Oh.
who lives there? And it's like Georgia. It's like we always have the worst traffic. Well,
Oh
I saw a
gosh.
TikTok. Wow, a TikTok. Wow, that is the oldest thing I've said accidentally.
That was bad.
I saw a TikTok. It was very funny. It was like this like fake news kind of a like comedy news thing, and it was like now we're going to Brent. Yes, was it? Companies are now having people come back to the office. They realize they're sitting at home looking at a computer screen, and it's important to come back and sit into a bigger room with a computer screen. It's like, yeah,
So
it's the same thing. Like
so
I
dumb.
got so used to being home. Like we actually had a meeting where everyone who could come, like you're in like the area, you needed to come in, and I just didn't go because I forgot. Like I legit was like in the meeting. I was like working. I realized that everyone like because some people were out of state and they had to like
Mhm.
call in. I was like, why is everyone red? I had a meeting that I had to go to and be in person. Well, if the problem, my boss will call me. Because it was like this meeting had been going. I was most of the way through my day before I realized I had missed an entire meeting, and I was like, "Well,
Oh, shit.
probably should make sure my alerts are turned on."
Oh my god, made me choke.
And I
That
messaged
was
one
a
of the
good
guys. I was
one.
like, "What I missed?" He's like, nothing." I was like, "Okay."
Literally,
Like,
literally.
like this is
No,
this meeting just could have been a long email. What the fuck?
exactly.
But yeah,
And I don't have a lot of meetings. I don't work closely with anybody in the office. If I do work with them, it's like they can send me a quick Slack message and tell me
yeah,
they're never going to get up from their desks in the office and walk across the freaking, because I'm like, my office would have been on the opposite side of where anyone I communicate with is like sitting.
Right.
And if I do, it's like a sentence or two a day. Like it's like, hey, this is up, go do this. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
That's it. They're not going to get up to come tell me that. Guess what? They're going to use Slack still. There's no point.
Yeah.
And I also think the fact that I'm vegan may have played a part in this. I really, really, really think it might have been at least a
Vegan for the win,
factor,
man. Yeah.
because they have catered food all the time. Like they're very great in my office. They give them all kinds of special stuff. They do like mobile car washes, all that stuff. But they give like snacks, they bring in breakfast, they do donuts, they do all this stuff. Like zero things are vegan, zero. Every
Of
time they
course.
posted in the Slack channel, I'm like, yep, couldn't have ate that. I don't know, or I would have been in my office. Oh shit, there's nothing there. Like every single time I'm like, they're probably like, thank God she's not here.
Yeah.
Like, thank gosh we don't have to deal with Megan and her weird
Weird
vegan
food.
food. So I really feel like that has played a part, and I will take it.
Right.
I don't care.
Consider that a win.
I just hope that it continues in 2022. I think I've proven that I can handle working from home.
Yeah.
It works well with my personality. I don't have little kids, so it's not like, there's anybody really distracting me.
Right.
My husband works, so it's at home too, so it's not like he's really even talking to me. So like I think I've proven that I can handle it. So
Yep.
that's something in 2021 that didn't suck, was that I have been able to work from home still, and I can wear my leggings
Right.
and my sweatpants and nobody gives a crap.
And that's it. That's all. That's what I wear. Like I said. No, because you're kind of like me, where like you're mostly like, I'm like being at home.
Yep,
I'm good.
I like being at home.
Every now and
I
then
do.
it's like, let's go out into like the woods, or let's go for a walk, and then it's like, let's go back
Yeah.
home and sit at home and just like do stuff. It's not
Yeah,
all my hobbies are at home. Let's go home.
exactly.
Like I leave here, I go to the gym, I go. I'm at the gym. Like I'm in the gym for an hour, going. I want to go home. That's where all my
Well,
stuff is.
one of my coworkers messaged me like right before, as they were working on an office for me. There was a moment this year where that was happening, and one of my coworkers messaged me, and he was like, when you come back to the office, I promise to make this fun for you, and it'll be a great experience. And I was like, dude,
don't.
listen, I do not need you to put in that effort, sweetheart. I appreciate that you care enough to like want to make it fun for me, but I am here to do a job. Like, love you, heart you, you're great, but
Fine.
I don't need fun. I need to like leave me alone so I can do my job.
Just find,
Like,
find the darkest tint you can and put that on the windows of my office. Do that.
I just like, I have work to do. Fun. I was like, what are you talking about?
like you're gonna talk to me? I don't. What
I was like,
the hell is that? That's the
Okay,
worst
man.
part too. Being in the office and like I'm working, just typing. Hey. So how was your weekend? It was good.
Yes,
Man. How was yours?
yes.
Dude, I'm like, I got 12 hours of JavaScript to write in like 2 hours. Like, why are we having this conversation?
Yep. My boss, we had a little like Zoom chat recently, the first one we've had in quite a long time. And he was like, I have to make this more of a priority to have these Zoom chats with you and some of the other people that work from home. He's like, because in the office, it's so easy to just, see people in the hallway and stop and chat for 10 minutes. I was like, 10 minutes?
Like, what?
No wonder I'm working so hard. What are you people doing? Oh gosh. No, you guys can totally chat all you want. I just would have a panic attack as we're chatting, thinking about all the shit I need to go do. Because then I still have to, like, who else is going to stop me as I'm walking the rest of the way to my office? Like, oh God, I could just imagine the first week back would just be continuous interruptions. Like, I just, no.
We used to
So
have to go to the office one day a week. I always consider that day a wash.
Literally, it's what it feels like. It would just be small talk all damn day.
Yeah.
No, that's just not my jam. I'd rather focus on my work and get it done, so it's not hanging over my head. That stuff like stress me out. So I'm putting it, manifesting, and then in 2022 I get to stay home. So
Nice.
here we go. All right, you're next.
Here we go. So next is actually kind of related to number one. Again, it was hard for me to come up with one, so they're kind of related, and some stuff is. And Um,
Okay.
but no, one is kind of reaching closure and progress in therapy.
Okay.
Um, one for sorry, I frogged my throat, everybody. I apologize. I should refill my water before we started. So one was with my ex, and then I
Mhm.
also had a little bit of a rough dating little instant situation for a bit, which Meg is pressing us together and shaking her head because she is not getting into this,
Nope.
which caused a little bit of like turmoil in my life, and through therapy, it kind of like one my ex had like a little bit of a like an apologetic moment, a little moment of clarity where she was like, hey, you were always there and I wasn't there, kind of thing. And it wasn't like I'm sorry for it, but it was like obvious. The wording was like, oh, okay,
Right.
we're coming to some realizations here, so that, and with therapy, and you know it's kind of at the point where now it's like, now what do we talk about? Even my
Right.
therapist is like, she was like, okay, so what do you want to start focusing on now? Like even she was moved past it, like moved where like I was like
Hmm.
that we could talk. Like, if she's coming over, Mike's coming over, whatever, we'll talk about it. But it's more like, yeah, this is what we're doing. How do you feel about it? It's beneficial because I can go hang out with my family and somebody watches the dogs and it costs me money. But there's no angst.
Yeah.
There's no frustration in the conversation.
Right.
And I had a little bit when that whole thing went down with someone I was dating. There's a little bit there, and then I was like, why am I putting myself into another stressful situation? Like, why am
Hmm.
I trying to keep myself in these stressful moments? This
So
is
mature of you,
stupid. I just kind
David.
of moved
Who
on,
are you?
right?
What what is this?
You
No, I'm
know,
very proud of you.
thank you.
There's been a significant uh almost like a growth where you stand up for yourself in a way where you're just like,
Yeah,
no, this isn't, I don't, nope, I'm not going to do this. I'm not
yeah.
going to do this anymore.
That thing I
I
had about it.
deserve better almost.
That's what I had at the beginning of the whole thing was like setting and maintaining boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm doing that, which has upset people who
Yes.
were walking over me. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, what? Like, yeah, no, I'm not okay with that.
No.
Being straight, and I've always been kind of honest, but also trying to be really weird. And my therapist even's like, I said something to the person I was dating. I was very like calm and very about some messaging, and my therapist is like, do you think that was kind of equal to what they said? And I was like, I go, do you feel like I wasn't as like not aggressive, but as straightforward and
Mm-hmm.
whatever with this person they were with me? She goes, yeah, you kind of have a habit of making sure everyone is okay, and like even if you're not, making sure like using very soft language and calming things down,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and which of course I now know is trauma from when I was younger and whatever,
Yep.
right, and
Yeah.
why that's there, where that comes from, of
Mm-hmm.
and I was
Fascinating.
like,
Fascinating.
yeah, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense. She's like, yeah, you do that. You kind of make sure everyone else is okay and calm things down no matter what. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. And so like the message, and like that person contacted me again, and my messaging was very direct, very not like, was very not the opposite of that. And it wasn't a dig,
But
but it was
there
like,
was like
yeah,
a
like,
change.
right. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, I did everything. It was like, yeah, here's some stuff you were doing too.
Yeah.
Here's
Mm-hmm.
and here's why it became a difficult situation from your side, and not
Right.
just
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
everything like I always have, which
Yes.
was a
That's a
breakthrough,
big deal.
right? And
Yes.
even
Yes. That's that sentence there. Let's say this again. You don't just take it anymore.
right, yeah,
I love that.
and
Yep.
even
Mm-hmm.
even when I was dating this person, and my ex was like, I thought I was coming over. I'm like, well, now you're not.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, I just need
Yeah.
I need like 0.1% of this from you. I'm like, okay, well, I've always given you a percentage. I don't have to. I need 100% in this. That's what's happening. And
Yep.
I would never have done that
So
before. I
proud
would have
of you.
gone over the top to try to make sure everyone got what they needed. And I'm like, no, I'm getting what I need out of this.
Yes,
And that's stuff I
exactly.
wouldn't do before. So having those
Oh,
breakthroughs and those moving forward from traumatic relationships and toxic relationships, moving past them, recognizing what's in front of me better, going like, that's not good. That person obviously has some baggage that they need to work through, but I don't need that in my life. I've had enough. In my early 20s, sure, because
yeah.
there's some growth to do. I have my own. I'm young. I felt like there's some growth that happened. Like I'm 39. I don't want to. Everyone has baggage, but I don't. I'm not someone's therapist.
No. Oh my God,
I'm not here for
no.
that. If you got everyone's got baggage, everyone has toxicity and trauma in their life. But if you're not working through it, you're still working through it. Fine. If you're not working through it, I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
No, not down.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. High
Yeah, man.
five.
High fives. All
Well, I
right.
guess I'll skip down my list
Oh.
because I also have a therapy one.
Ooh.
Not only did I start therapy
Mm-hmm.
this year, but I went through an intensive 7 week program
Mm-hmm.
for severe trauma and PTSD from a specific event from my life. Um, and it was supposed to be a 12-week program, but I kicked so much ass. No, I just worked through my shit faster than it was expected.
Watch out,
I just,
motherfucker.
I'm not special. I just did things a little bit faster than sometimes other people do, but
It happens.
totally
Of
fine if you
course you
take
did. I mean,
it's totally fine if you take 12 weeks. It's fine.
naturally.
Uh, no, so I did 7 weeks and it was intense. It was like, oh my God, some of the most emotional times of my life, but life changing. It's been kind of I don't know. It's been amazing. It's hard to even talk about because therapy is so powerful.
Oof.
So I bought myself some gifts for Christmas that are therapy focused. There are I bought 3 decks of cards. Each one has a different subject matter. One is self love for like building your self esteem and forgiving yourself and that kind of thing. And one is healing, so healing from trauma and abuse and things like that. And then there's a bigger one that is about self reflection and your life and how you've handled things and how you could do better and things like that. And so I've been pulling a card every day for the past few days from each deck in the morning to just like think about some stuff as I start my day. And I wrote my therapist and told her, and she wrote me back and she was like, Megan, your progress and your journey is encouraging and refreshing. And I was like, girl, don't do this to me or make me cry. Like, I cry at the drop of a hat.
Right.
Like,
I just always assume you're just gonna cry at everything. I just don't even.
I was like, don't do it.
If you cried now, I wouldn't even move. I'd be like, no. Pretty much.
No, I do cry a lot. I am such a crier, but it's totally okay. Okay,
Absolutely,
it's called
perfectly
emotions.
fine.
People are
Absolutely.
supposed to have them.
Unless you're a man, then it's not okay. Complete joke. Complete joke. It's sarcasm. Trust me, people. I'm very advocate for men expressing who they feel.
Oh my God, that was horrible. Okay, anyway. So she said that like she was just so proud of me because she said not only are you working hard in therapy, but you're being proactive about finding other ways to continue your therapy when we're not in session. And she was so excited about this. And I feel like there will be times when she has me like pull a card just so we can like find something random to kind of start the conversation. But so we've gone through trauma therapy and now we are working on help with my anxiety because I have intense anxiety. And I said if you were to ask my friends or family, they'd probably describe me as an anxious person. And I really don't like that. It really upsets me. And she said, well, then don't make it a part of your story anymore. I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. I was like, fine. She just
you define your own story. You write your own story. Right?
Oh, I was like, bitch.
You write your own story. Don't give yourself the characteristic that you don't think is part of who you should be.
Yes,
right?
Literally what she said to me. And I was like, fine. Fine. So, there are so many times where I just look at her and she's like, I know. I'm just like, well, how do you do that? I don't understand. No, she's very cool. I use BetterHelp, which is an app that you can use for, I think we've talked about this in our therapy session or therapy episode that we had recently. But I use it as like you can text your therapist, you can message them, and then you also have phone conversations and then video chats. So we do a video chat every week.
Yep.
but we also communicate through emails and messages, which is lovely because there are times when something hits me or something, I'm like having a panicking day or whatever, and I can message her, and if she's, it's one of her times where she's available and she responds, it's always, even just in like a tiny little paragraph, she like reframes the whole thing
Mm.
where I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right. I don't even need that hour long conversation sometimes for her to have an impact in my life. And it's been crazy good. Really, really amazing. Um, it's been good for childhood stuff, but also like everyday things too, which is really lovely. Like
Yeah.
it's not just like the super deep stuff. It's also like your everyday, like dealing with life kind of things.
Your
And
anxieties are a
that,
lot less than they used to be.
oh yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Like even podcast
Um,
stuff. Like if one of us running late, you used to get like super like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, or like you know, if like, or if I'm running late, you're like, it was basically like not that you like freak out, but it was like there was definitely
right.
some heaviness there. And you're like, it's okay, you know whatever. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, it's the whole like there's, only so much I can control in life. There's only so much I can do. I don't have any control over what other people are doing. So
yep,
it's just, I can
this
only do what I can do.
is what it
So
is.
there's a lot of like little practices that she has taught me so far, and working on my anxiety has only been for a few weeks now. And with the holidays, it's kind of spaced out even more, our sessions,
Yeah,
it kind of messes everything up, but she's already made like an impact in that kind of realm of things. But I think that the trauma work has been the most significant. It's been pretty revolutionary for me. um so love therapy, obviously we
absolutely.
both do. It's been
Oh
great
yeah.
for us in 2021. It'll be even better in 2022,
Yep.
so I'm excited. Go to therapy,
Even
yay.
if you don't think there are some days where it will go in and it's like it's been a week, just work, nothing crazy happening, just simple, and we just kind of just talk about the week and how work's going, just chat with someone, and sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm sad and I don't know why. It's just it's just it changes. It depends on what it is, but
That's true, it does change,
there are
yeah.
days where it's like, okay, I'll start. I'll go back to it. I'll go back to work because I will do it in the middle of the day. There are days where it's like super heavy, and because they talk about something that I'll say a sentence, like one day my dad threw a bowling ball at my head and then it missed. So anyway, I was like, okay, back up. Not that he did that. I said, Steppers will tell me like, okay, let's talk about that. That sounds like a significant thing. Oh. But yeah, it's definitely I'm a big advocate, and that's also turning into we're doing a dating episode, but that's also kind of a flag for me if someone isn't in therapy or hasn't been, and like there's not part of like their life. I'm like,
Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah,
we're
especially in our age group,
yeah. It's like
pretty
shouldn't
necessary.
it be? I mean, I don't go to the doctor, but I go to a therapist. That tells you anything,
Yes,
right?
I don't go to a doctor for anything, but I
Yeah.
go to a therapist. Yeah.
Yeah, if my
And I
fingers
pay out my ass for it too.
I might look. I have insurance, but like only the last 3 months of the year, I hit my deductible. Then it starts over in January. Super awesome. If my fingers snapped in half, I'd be like, I'll put it back in place and get some duct tape, fix that. I can't.
Fucking
I can't fix anything about this. Nothing in the head. I put it in my head, everybody. I can't fix anything about
right.
that. So someone's got to talk to me about what's going on in that thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. US medical. That's fun.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Fun times.
Yeah, so that's my third one is I've worked very hard in therapy. It's done wonders for me. I can't wait to continue it, even though
Absolutely.
it's incredibly difficult and I dread it every fucking week. I'm not David. I'm not, oh, well, there's something to talk about. There's so much to talk about.
To be
I have
fair,
had a life.
there's probably stuff to talk about that I haven't brought up or I don't know to bring up. Like, it's
Oh,
okay that I
yeah.
flinch when that happens. I shouldn't talk about that. And then, like, again, like something will happen, and I'm like, oh, and so, like, I did a thing, and then like I had a slight panic attack, but I was okay. They was like, why did you have panic? And I have to learn something new about myself. That's happened a couple of
Yes.
times.
Where you think there's nothing to talk about, then they just pull something out.
Yeah,
That's
you remember
amazing.
last
I
week
love
when you
that.
said a thing? Let's go back to that. Like, why is that a problem? That shouldn't have happened to you when you were 4. Like, no, no. Like,
No.
oh, is that why I have abandonment problems?
Oh
Yes. Like, I have
God.
abandonment issues. I know I do, and I know where it comes from. I probably should talk about that.
Yes, you should talk about that. Yes.
I think I'm sharing too much on
Oh
a podcast.
God.
So
Therapy is wonderful, everyone. Go do it.
fantastic. Go do it. I
Yes.
know it's a bit classist, but some do take Medicare. So if you can do it, do
Yes, that's true. That's true.
it. Third one.
Your third one.
Okay, moving on. I don't take away from your therapy thing. Make sure we're
No, it's fine.
nope, step on your step. This is a fun one. I went to a concert this year. I know
Oh,
it's
you
I know we're still in
did.
the pandemic. Everyone had to show proof of vaccination or a negative test result within like 3 days of attending. So and I wore a mask. If I was moving around,
Mm-hmm.
like I did get in a mosh pit, doing a mask in a mosh pit. So that's I took the risk. I also basically quarantined after because I don't go anywhere, so I
Right.
knew I was gonna be safe around people anyway. Um, but now we're a mask when we were like walking around.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as we were in our chairs, I didn't worry about it. I'm a metal fan, so it was a Slipknot concert.
Woo woo.
It was awesome. I haven't been in like I mean literally the last band I saw was 2 years ago, like literally right before the lockdown happened in the pandemic,
Oh
and
my
it was actually a
gosh.
band called Cattle Decapitation.
Of course.
To be fair, the lead singer and I think maybe the guitarist too, they're vegan. It's
Every time
metal.
you tell me this, I'm just like, that's
It's
so
metal. You do
weird.
the weird stuff. It's always that. And then and most of their songs are about like how humanity's a plague on this planet. We shall be wiped out. So yeah, the band that band is loving this right now because like they literally as like Rise of the Pandemic started up, they put out a song called New Plague, and it was about
Oh my God.
it was basically about the coronavirus.
That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
they were like, yeah, this is what we play for. This is our dream,
We predicted this.
right?
No, I'm so excited you got to go and you got to go with your
Yeah,
brothers. That's
yes,
even
which
better.
is
That's
rare.
like just makes it so much more memorable.
It
You
was
did hurt yourself because you're a
very bad.
lunatic.
I'm still
Mm.
healing from that, and so it's been like
Jeez.
3 months. My leg's still not 100%. It's a lot better than it was, but I still probably give it another month of rest.
Wow.
Yeah. So like my brothers, they lived in New Mexico. Mom's from New Mexico. They lived in North Carolina for a few years. They came back down. Pandemic happened right after they moved back down in the area. And when we could start going to concerts again, granted because vaccinations and stuff were going on. I was like, the first major if Slipknot comes through, our first like major band comes through, I'm getting tickets. We're going straight up. We're going. And Slipknot announced
And you
their
kept
tour.
that too. You
Yep.
kept that word.
Yep. And then Slipknot announced their tour. I was like, I signed up to get notified when tickets went on sale. Got tickets. I wanted pit tickets, but they were way too expensive. But I got us tickets, and then yeah, we had a few drinks and screamed a bunch and blew our voices out for a few days, and I scared the
Yay.
ever hell out of people because I go bananas, man. I'm like standing on chairs, screaming, pointing at the crowd. Like I think I'm
Oh
on
my
stage.
God. I can't imagine.
Got
I
in the
can't.
mosh pit, knocks people over.
Oh my God, no,
I
absolutely
threw
not.
my
No, I'm
brothers in
happy
there.
for you.
Yeah, it
I
was.
never want to see that side of you, please.
I got video. No, it was.
Oh my God.
It's just it was long overdue. It's just it's
Yes.
like in college. I went to concerts almost every weekend,
Yeah.
local shows.
Hmm.
But I would
Hmm.
like it was either a major show or a local show. I would go every weekend. Like it was one of those like if in between classes, I would sit on my phone or my laptop, and of course I had not found that big, but my laptop looking at like upcoming all the venues I'd go to and like what shows are coming up and which ones I can go to and like buying like $5-10 tickets to go,
Right.
and find someone to go with me in case I get hurt in a mosh pit. They can drive me home. Literally is why I would take people with me.
Well, hopefully in 2022 there will be more concerts
There's a
in
few
your
shows.
future.
Yeah,
We'll see.
there's a few shows coming up I want to go to. So yeah, that was yeah. I've missed it really. I've talked about therapy how much like I miss going to shows. Like just I
Oh.
love music is like my shit.
Yeah.
And not going was a really big. I would sit and look at like old videos and pictures of stuff I've been to.
Makes me think of Melissa and Rosie, our two close friends. They're the same way.
Yeah,
All they want to do is go back to shows. That's all.
I had to do it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you got to go. That makes me so happy. And we're going to do more fun stuff in the new year for sure.
Oh, for sure. All right.
All right. Should I do a fun one or a more serious one?
Both of mine are kind of fun, so you can balance how you want.
All right, I'll do the more serious one. My husband has taken his health more seriously in 2021 than ever before in his 47 years of life, almost 48. He eats any vegan food I put in front of him at any time, doesn't ask me questions, doesn't give a shit. He just eats it. And he's come to realize that he enjoys probably like 85% of the things I make. He super hates tofu. Just there's nothing I can do.
Do you
I
air
don't
fry
know.
it?
I've tried everything.
Air
He's
fry's
just
the
like, I
shit, dude.
do not like tofu. I'm like, okay, get it. So that's out.
Okay, well,
But he will, like, I make purple carrot meals all the time and he just eats anything I give him. Doesn't complain about it anymore, encourages it, totally supports it. He also has been taking daily walks, which has been beautiful to see him kind of build up his stamina, and it's like really important to him to get his steps in. I got him a Fitbit, and I have an old school Fitbit, but I got him one of the new ones, and now he's a freaking nerd.
honestly,
He's a
he's walking around the island getting the steps in. Like, all right, bro.
just a nerd about it, and I freaking love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. No, but he is so obsessed with making sure he gets enough like steps in for the day because we both have, sitting down computer jobs. And when you like wear a Fitbit one day and you see how little you fucking move on like a normal, just basic ass bitch day, no. Oh my God. It is shocking how little I was walking, how little I was moving. But because he is taking his health more seriously, he had a little bit of a health scare this year, but so that's why he's kind of a little bit more focused on it. And the reason, and because he is focused on his health more, it allows me to be focused on mine more because it is difficult to be the only person in the family who gives a fuck. When the other two people in the house don't care at all.
Right.
So it is refreshing to have my husband on board with, when I make vegan meals, he doesn't like try to change it or find something else. He just eats it now. When I'm like, do you want to go hike or do you want to go take a walk? Do you want to go do something? He's like, yep, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like he has so much more energy. He's just doing so much more than he ever did before. And it's really beautiful to see ever since we recorded the episode about vegan supplements. I told him he needs to take iodine now because I never remember we talked about how I don't use normal table salt. And
Mhm.
so like I don't get any iodine. And so I was like, shit, I never told my husband to take it. So he takes his vitamins like faithfully every day, but now he's been taking his iodine every day too.
Good.
Like he just easily added that into the rotation. Like this man is like, I got it. Okay, I can do that too. Like he doesn't question me. He just like does it, and he just makes it like a habit, and it's beautiful to see.
Nice.
A, Kind of annoying that it's so easy for him to just make these healthy habits because it's like frustrating for everybody else in the world. But no, he's trying so hard. I'm so proud of him. And again, it makes me feel more encouraged. It makes our daughter feel more encouraged. It also saves me on time and money because I don't have to make like two meals.
Right.
Just eat it and shut up about it.
We
No,
he
it's
posts
so great.
he posts on Facebook whenever he goes on his walk. He usually posts a picture of the walk and stuff
Yeah.
and post about it. So that's cool.
He gets him some fresh air, gets some vitamin D because he gets sun. He gets to see dogs, which always makes him happy. And I bought him for Christmas. I got him a hand carved walking stick from a beautiful piece of wood. It's
Mm.
even got the like a little notch in it where there was like like a little thing.
Mm.
And it's like beautiful shiny because it's been coated in like whatever to make it so it doesn't like deteriorate if it gets rained on, but the top of it is a compass
Cool.
because
You
he's
need
a
to see a picture of that.
nerd.
You send me a picture of that. I haven't seen it. You
It's
described it.
so cool. and it's enormous because he is 6'4", almost 6'5". So I was
I can
like,
attest to
give
that.
me the big one, give me the tall guy. And when I showed it to my daughter, she goes, Mom, that's too tall. I was like, no, watch, just watch. And it is basically as tall as I am.
Yeah.
And it is perfect for him. It is perfect. He loves it so much. So I can't wait to see him on our like a hike, not like at the park walking, because that would be weird, but like an actual hike. And he's got his stick. Oh, so cute. I just don't want him to fall.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's be
Yeah.
careful.
That was cool.
So
Yeah, I want to see a
yes,
picture of that. That was pretty cool.
yeah. So this is, it's kind of a fun thing too. It's been a lovely thing to see this change in him. It has helped me make the same changes, and stick with them because he's doing it. And I just, it adds years to our life, and,
Absolutely. And together.
makes me happy. Yeah. And now we get to do outdoorsy shit together because he doesn't like me hiking by myself anymore. Because, men are creeps.
That's
Sorry,
true.
guys. And he just doesn't find it safe for me to go by myself. And I get it. So now I have him to drag along. And then
Yeah.
you too, if if
Just
you
let me know,
can't
man.
hang.
Let me know. Let me
Yeah.
know. I'm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always down for a hike now.
I want to do one for the first day of it's still 2021 right now when we're recording this, but when this comes out it's 2022. But I want to do one on the first day of the new year, so maybe we can meet up and
Yep, just got me now.
my new year hike.
I don't go back to work until like the first Tuesday, like on the
Wow.
4th. That's when I go
Wild,
back.
man.
Yeah. Let me know, man.
All right, you're number 4.
My foe. I created a media room, which again
Yes.
feels so classes. I'm like, I bought this or I got that, but
No, you have to explain.
yes. So my ex moved out and she went away to college. She went to grad school, and the guest room furniture were hers. So that was like her bedroom and her bed and stuff like that. So when she left, some stuff left behind. I just put it in the garage to get hauled off because she didn't want it. But the room got cleared out, and I'm like, well, I need a guest room because if people come over and they need to stay the night, or have family or friends over, and they had a couple drinks, they can't drive. I guess I'll make another guest room. So I started looking at like beds and furniture and all this stuff, and look at the cost. I'm like, how often will this room get used? Like, how often is it actually going to be used as a guest room?
Right.
Right, and very rarely. Because I mean, it's not that no one visits; it's when no one does. But it's because the person here, no
But
one.
very few people spend the night.
Right. So, like, how could this be used where it's used more often and it is used regularly and gives a little more life to the house? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, on a media room,
Right.
right? Because luckily with the pandemic, I've been doing some extra work from home, and I've been saving a lot because I'm not driving. I'm using less gas, so I've had a lot saved up. I was like, why not? And so you helped me with a lot of like figuring the couch out and stuff.
Yes.
You and I did this whole like shopping day and kind of everything I
We had the
needed.
best
It
time.
was
It was
super
so
fun,
great.
super fun. And yeah, so I got like the shelving, and I put like all my Legos and pops, and I got a projector and a projector screen, which sounds fancy. Honestly, they're not like cheap, but they're like not nearly as expensive as I thought they'd be.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like crazy. Like I thought it'd be like 4 times what I paid for. I'm like, wow, this is stupid cheap. Why haven't I done this yet? I put them in there, and I put my Nintendo Switch in there and hooked a Fire Stick up to it. So I mean, I will spend like if it's like a rainy Sunday and I can't go, or Saturday I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'll spend all day in there, like playing video games, watching TV. I'll eat lunch and dinner in there and just hang out
Love
all day. The
it.
dogs love it. They lay on the couch with me.
It's your favorite room now.
I love that room. And it gets used a lot more than some of the other rooms in the house do.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and I even like because like the only place I can play my games on, which I'm not a big gamer or anything, but I'll play games like my computer because I had a little mobile hookup for it, and my computer in the living room, which it's fine, but I didn't play that much. I bought the Switch at literally the beginning of the pandemic, thinking
Mm-hmm.
I'd be home more, and I played it not that much. I played it so much more now because it's a bigger screen, it's enjoyable,
Yeah,
it's
it's a big ass
immersive.
screen.
It's immersive, yeah, and I can actually get some. I feel like I'm getting something out of
Mm-hmm.
it. So I actually added value to something I already had. And like, my nephew's over for the week, and he's basically lived in there because it's also a pull-out bed. The couch pulls out to a queen,
Right.
so I do have and I basically
Perfect.
have a dual room. Um, so I've even pulled it out and been like just like lay down like the bed and just watch TV. It's like
Yes, as you should.
right screen. But yeah, I put that together. It's and again, I feel like I live in a house that's a little too big for myself. We can talk about why I still live in this house in our dating episode, relationship episode. If we
Hmm.
want it'll make more sense then. But I'm like it's kind of empty. There's not much life to it, but that gave it so much more life.
Yes, and it
Um,
gave you like a special place that is for you. It's has all the things in it that you love,
yeah,
that bring you joy, that are entertaining to you. You even have artwork on the walls.
yeah,
You have like you said, your Legos are all like set up on this shelf, so they're like displayed. It's just so cool, and it's you, and it just must feel like comfortable when you get
right.
in there.
It added some closure because in my relationship it was so hard. Coming home was kind of rough. I was like, oh god, not home,
Hmm.
and it kind of added like this whole space that like okay, cool. It's a fun area for myself, and if like my brothers
Yes.
come over, and they're like they come over to go to the concert, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we're doing some drinks and playing video games, man. This is
Yep.
crazy. And what I've talked about over the holidays, like, you need to come over. Like, oh, you straight up, he'll come over and play. Like, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater on it and stuff. Act stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
building that
love
and
that.
added closure. It gave the house, some life and some homeness to it.
Hmm.
That more than just a office, a kitchen, and a bedroom and a living room kind of a thing. It kind of
Right.
gave it some of my space. It's not just an area.
And it's your first like attempt at decorating something,
Yeah.
which is like very creative, but it's also like grown up, like
Yeah.
this is like a very like, you know, grown up thing to do.
I'm
You
actually buying
decorated a whole room. It's
and
so cute too.
getting frames. Although two of my painting,
Yes.
two of my prints fell off the wall.
It happens.
They fell off my wall and landed on my new Lego set, in my International Space Station, and thing exploded. So I got to put it all back together. I'm like, oh, I just put it in a pile. I was like, I'll do it
What
later.
the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't.
That
I don't like putting
sucks.
holes in the wall, so I use the command strips. And one of them didn't stick very well, so it fell on top of the other one, knocked the other one off, and it was like this chain reaction. Doo doo, and they all fell off. But yeah, I'm buying
Wow.
prints, which I never really done. I'm putting them in frames and hanging, which I never really done.
No,
So
all
it's,
new stuff.
yeah,
It's
it's breaking out of my shell.
awesome.
So yeah, it's no complaints
Yay.
at all.
And now you have a room that no matter what happens in 2022, because we can't predict shit anymore, can we?
Yeah,
Nope, sure can't. Have no idea what's coming for our
yeah,
lives. It could be anything. You have a room that gives you so much entertainment and joy. So
yeah,
does it sounds small to some people, but it's actually really meaningful and helpful to like your mental health
yeah.
too.
You need a room
Have
that's
that space.
fun. It's not like your
Yes.
work or your sleep or you're just like it's like actually something that brings you like joy and kind of brings
Yes.
you kind of like you're like this is my spot.
Yes.
The room
Love
gets
it,
hot
love it,
though.
love it.
It gets hot. I had to install a fan in the ceiling though. That was
Oh
fun.
God. All right.
I
My
had to install that fan and I couldn't figure out how to turn the power off in that room, so I did it with live wires.
again,
I never
I'm
told you that. I never told you that. Yeah, I started tripping breakers. I couldn't figure out which breaker was for that room. I was like, well, just don't touch the live one.
I oh my God. Sometimes you are a child.
Yeah. This is
Sometimes
have
you
you seen have you
are
seen the meme
your
of like
nephew.
have you seen the meme of like this is why women live longer? It's straight up that.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait till I tell Todd that.
Oh yeah. Do not turn the power off.
Okay,
That was
psycho.
dumb.
All right.
Anyway, all right. Sorry, it's your fifth one, I believe, right?
Yes, my
Yeah.
fifth one and final one and a fun one. So my daughter, my oldest daughter, Kaylee, love you. She is in college. She will be 21 in March, and she has a boyfriend who is a Marine. And they got a dog.
No.
I have a grand dog. Oh, I'm gonna gush because he is the cutest thing on the planet. Love him to death.
Hmm.
Not little.
No.
No, no, he's not. Um, he is a black, well, charcoal lab. He is not like a midnight black. He's definitely like a charcoaly gray
Yeah.
color. He's so pretty.
Very.
Um, I honestly feel like he's got some like Great Dane in him or something. 'Cause he's so freaking big. He is so big. He has to go for his checkup soon, but he's got to be close to like 60, 65 pounds now. He's really like tall, and like big. He's a big boy. But he's like such a love bug. He loves me to death, just thinks I'm the greatest thing ever.
Well,
He's
naturally.
got some of the cutest little habits. We have a gate on our stairs because he's nosy as shit. And he, like, if I say, where's grandpa, like, because Boone and I, that's my grand dog's name, we would get up before my husband does. I'm like, where's grandpa? And he will bolt up the stairs to that gate, and he's like, I know where he is, let's go. Like, he already like knows these little things, and it's so freaking cute. Oh my god, he's precious. We watch him
He's
cry
adorable.
quite frequently because my daughter's boyfriend got stationed out of the state, so he had to give the dog to my daughter. And she is a full-time college student. She also works full-time as a waitress, and on the weekends she works doubles because obviously she doesn't have class, so she has more time. um, and there's no way I'm going to let him, sit in a cage all day while she works. So
Mm.
she brings him to us on the weekends and we watch him. We love it. We don't give a crap. Leave him here. We love him. I don't love when he goes in the bathroom in my yard. It just is so it's so
Much.
big. It's like man size, but it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. He just brings me so much joy. He's, like we've talked about, we lost our dog this year of 13 years, and this is the first year that we've, been without a dog in the house. And to have this big, crazy, goofy puppy, I mean, he is like 7 months old and just a big old giant ball of loving goofiness. And it just makes us both very, very happy. Yes, we do enjoy when he goes home to his mom and gives us a break. But we love him so much. We have bought him so many toys for Christmas, and like, oh, he has been a blessing, a true blessing. Um, I don't think that Todd and I are going to get another dog anytime soon. Yes, I do look at dogs all the time on Pet Finder.
I
Sure do.
assumed. I
Sure do.
assumed. Yeah.
But I don't think we have the patience right now to deal with that because we already have to take care of Boone so frequently because of what I've just explained why. But so like we already have this puppy in our house so much that it's like I don't think I need a dog. I think I'm pretty good. I think
So
I
just
got a dog basically half the
getting that itch
time.
scratched.
um and my daughter is about to enter like the hardcore nursing school classes. And when she does that, she's going to have zero time to like really like play with him and take care of him. So he's going to be at our house pretty frequently, so I'm pretty excited about it. He's such a good boy. He's very easy to train. We've
Mm-hmm.
taught him all kinds of tricks. My husband just taught him how to lay down. Like he's just like, like just does it so cute.
Yes,
He
sir.
also destroys every fucking toy known to man.
Mm-hmm.
Every toy. It is so expensive to watch him because I'm like, I have to give you something to entertain you or you're going to get mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have time for that shit. Lord knows what you could do. God. So I just get him more toys and then he just messes them up. So I finally like reached out to my friends and got some good recommendations.
Yeah.
So we have all the recommendations are in stockings, and we'll see how they go.
Let me
We'll see
know.
how they last.
Let me know because Kodak, I have an 8 pound pit bull who destroys toys.
Oh, it's so
Someone, I
frustrating.
went onto like a pit bull like subreddit and I was like, what do y'all do? Because he needs something, And I have a couple like things he chews on, but nothing like play with. And
Yeah.
someone said they go to the dollar store and they just buy these just bunch of toys they buy like because you can get like these toys for like 50 cents, like nothing, right? Or they'll go to
Mm-hmm.
garage sales and just get these like raggedy toys, whatever. And they just buy just tons of them, just keep them in the closet and just give it to him when the dog shreds it, clean it up, give him the next one.
mean, that's kind of smart, I
So
guess. Yeah.
they're gonna shred them, and he's something to play
Yeah,
with, and he's like, I can buy a toy for $50,
that's
or I
true.
can buy 100 toys for $50, and then that will last him most of the year. I was like, okay, fair enough.
That does make sense. So I'm gonna I may
There's an
try
option.
that. So we'll see. He's got some new toys he's trying out, but
Let me know if it
well,
works.
I don't know. He's so destructive, but he doesn't like eat our furniture or anything
Right.
like that. So like that's fine. He
Thankfully.
doesn't go to the bathroom in the house anymore, so that's fine. You know, he's a really good and well behaved dog. He's so sweet. He's great. He got to meet you, loves you.
Oh yeah, he's a good boy.
Um, the only thing that sucks is our cat. Poor sweet baby Bella, who is like 13 years old. It's like she doesn't exist. She disappears and like
Poor girl.
doesn't come out for days. I mean, she comes out, but it's like she like looks around doors and like searches for him and is like on edge, and she really only comes out at night because she's like, this motherfucker's here again. And I feel so bad because I'm like, he's not gonna hurt you, like he really doesn't care. But she's a spaz about dogs. Never liked our dog. The 13 years they were together, for 13 years I
Uh huh.
got them at the same
Oh,
time,
that's right. Yeah.
and she never liked Lucy. Bella never liked her. In fact, she scratched her eye twice where we had to get freaking
Oh my God.
medical drops to fix it. Like
Yeah.
she was such a bitch to Lucy.
Oh my
And
God.
but Lucy was her height, was like her size. This
Oh
dog is
God.
like
True.
takes like poops bigger than the cat. So she's like, I don't know what you people are doing with this horse, but I'm not down. No. So that's the only thing that bums me out because like Boone has not been here for the past 2 weeks. And Bella comes out every morning, comes to my computer, wants to work with me, wants to go outside and play, and is like
Mm.
super loving. And I'm like, God, man, the second that dog comes back,
Mm-hmm.
she can be like, bye.
Right. It's funny
We're
because
gonna have to find a compromise here.
I have a cat, Queenie, Russian Blue, and she is the opposite. Like the pit I have, Eddie's giant pit I have. She's like, come on, come
Try
here,
me.
come here. I'll punch you in the face. I ain't scared of you. And she's done it.
I
I
wish
watched
she
him.
was like
Scares
that.
the he whines and cries and like pouts. I have to comfort him I have to comfort a 4-year-old 8-pound pit bull when a 16-year-old elderly cat smacks him upside the head for just existing.
Oh, I mean, that's how
Oh
she
my
was with Lucy,
God.
but she will not go anywhere near this massive ass dog.
Yeah.
Just nothing to do with it. And they're both like pure black, beautiful babies. That I mean, he's charcoal, but whatever, close enough.
Yeah.
They would look so cute next to each other if they could just like get close, but no.
Never. No.
So, my final thing that didn't suck in 2021 is I have the most perfect grand dog. His name is
Granddoggy.
Boone Nugget. That's his middle name. I won't tell you his
Boone.
last names, but Boone Nugget, because when he was born and they got him, he was little
Hey, little boy. You little buddy.
for like 10 minutes.
And he's all big boy.
It's shocking.
Yeah. They grow up fast, man. Super fast.
Holy shit. I did a side by side recently and everyone's like, what the crap? Like he just ate some Miracle Grow and just woo.
Right.
He's precious though. I love him to death. He
Yeah.
really brings me so much joy.
He's a sweet boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy. All right, what's your fifth one?
Yeah, my fifth one is the 3D printer.
Oh
I
yes, I
started
love
3D
this.
printing. It's not a job thing or like a side hustle thing, which it could be if I wanted to do more stuff that people would all use. But for me, it's a hobby. It's really funny because you know me, I get into I do all kinds of random things and whatever.
Yeah.
There's a oh my god, I wish I can remember his name. Something Dave. I can't remember his name now, but he does a lot of TikToks about ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And ADHD were really bad about getting into new hobbies and learning. But I learned everything. I've done 3D modeling, all kinds of crazy
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his whole thing is like, I want to start a new hobby. I'm gonna start a new hobby. I've learned everything about the hobby. I spent too much money on this hobby. I've learned everything about the hobby. I'm off to start a new hobby. It's very much like that. And so I mean, it's actually behind me in the video,
I can see it
right
clear
there.
as day right now.
But yeah, I some of it I played with. I haven't done. I've done like some. I have like a fidget snake, a couple of fidget things I've made for myself and some friends. Like my nephew, like first time he came over, like, will you print me one of the fidget snakes? I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't design that
I
one.
want a fidget snake.
I'll get you. All right, we'll talk
Yeah,
after.
hook
I'll
me
find.
up.
I have a few colors for you to choose from.
You have to talk about the Halloween thing that you made for the friend. The
Oh yeah, okay. I was like, which one?
I didn't want to give it away by
you're good.
saying it.
You're good. So, no, my friend in Montana, her son wanted to be Boba Fett for Christmas. So I spent 3 days printing a Mandal. Okay, first off, I had to figure out. It was like down to the wire because I had to figure out how to cut this thing up because it was too big for my printer. I have like a smaller. I have what's considered an entry level printer. It's like a 10-inch by 10-inch print area, and this was a little bit too tall and a little bit too wide for my printer, mainly tall. So I had to figure out how to divide this thing from 6 pieces into 12.
So crazy.
Line it up so it all print in the short amount of prints. And then put it together, make sure it worked, and then broke it down, and shipped it to her so she can glue it together and paint it. She did. It turned out okay.
It turned out cool.
It turned out cool.
It was not just okay. It was
Well,
cool.
her paint job. She did great. Because she had like
okay.
a day of her paint job. I think if I got to her sooner, she would have gone like crazy with it. But she basically her and her friends sat down and glued it together. And
so
he loved it. He's super happy about it. I have pictures she sent me of him wearing it. So she did this like, I kicked my cat in the head. Sorry, buddy. He's under my feet. What am I do? No, so I sent it to her and she painted it. But yeah, it's this full Mandalorian Boba Fett helmet. Yeah, it's all, I might actually print it again and put it together myself.
Yes.
It took.
You should make like a
3 days to
display of
print.
things that you print, like your 3D
I want to do
printing
masks
display.
so bad. I want to do masks. I love masks. I used to like buy Halloween masks every year and like just wear them randomly.
Please make some masks.
I'll do some masks. There's a couple. I want to do an Alex Terrible mask. I want to do Deadpool and Boba Fett, stuff like that. It'd be kind of fun. But I've made a few things. So like on so the mic I'm talking on, that everybody can hear. I move around because I need to put some oil on it. So the microphone, the stand that you use, the actual case, the little cage around it, keeps it from like vibrating when I touch it. It's attached to this like spring-loaded arm that you see in like recording studios and stuff, right? But the pole the microphone attaches to isn't made for this cage adapter thing. So I designed and figured out the threads and everything and printed an adapter so it connects to it. This adapter exists nowhere in the world but in my house.
It's so cool.
And forever I had this thing attached to a table mount. This thing just sits on top of the table. It's a big steel thing with a pole, and it actually was. This is the size it was made for. So I made this adapter. So I got this big thing off my desk and out of the way because I also use it for work and stuff for like conference calls and whatnot. And I could just, I'm not gonna do it because it'll make a big noise. I can actually take it and just bend it back and spin it around and get it out of my way. I made, Meg got me some coasters for Christmas. And they were like, I think I talked about this earlier. No, yeah, I talked about earlier. She made the coasters, and I printed up a Nintendo sleeve. Like I pulled in a design, an actual real one, into the modeling software, and figured out how to like rebuild it and shrink it down to the coaster size. And this is actually a failed version of it, which happens.
Well, you made a controller holder for my husband.
Oh yeah. I see.
He uses it every day.
I was curious if he even uses it. So I needed a controller holder for myself, because I have Nintendo Switch. I had these controllers that aren't like Nintendo controllers, not Nintendo branded. They're third party, and I was like, well, I want to design a controller holder that looks cool. That I don't want to, because all the ones that I could find, they were like big or they were made for official Nintendo controllers. They weren't generic, right? So, and they were like bulky and they were weird. They were like flashy colors and lights. I don't need that shit. It's a I don't want a bunch of lights on something in the media room because then I'm watching a movie. I don't want these like little lights shining at me. So yeah, I designed completely from the ground up, no models. I designed it to. I had to also to basically I designed it around the size of a Xbox controller because they're really big.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
designed
that's what
that
he uses too.
right exactly, and so I printed up two from here, and I made one for him, and it's actually made where you can run a wire underneath to charge from the bottom or the top.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think his charges from the bottom,
Yep.
and mine charges from the top, so I made it where you could actually run your wire around and it stays in place. It took a few prints, took a few trial and errors to figure it out, and yeah, it all fit. I print it in pieces, and it's all kind of plugs and sticks together, and yeah,
I
I've done a
kind of
couple other
love
things.
when I don't love when material is wasted, of course, no. But
Right?
when it doesn't work and then you're like, how can I fix this? I just
Yeah,
love
like what
seeing your little
happened?
brain like figure it out. Like it's so cool.
Yeah,
It's just I love that you got this. And I remember when you asked me, you're like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like to spend money. And I'm like, buy it. I
do
want
something for
to see all the
yourself.
cool shit your brain comes
In
up
fact,
with.
right
And you've
now,
already proven it was worth it.
oh, dude, right now, because like I started buying from this coffee company called Bones Coffee, not sponsored, just a really good coffee. Did you try the coffee by the way? Did you like it?
No, I have not. I have not
Oh,
tried it.
okay. What you think? Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Oh wait, that's the kind you brought over. Yes, I
Yes.
have. Loved it.
Okay, it
Yep.
was good. I wasn't sure if you liked it or not. If you don't like it, it's fine.
Yes.
But
No,
so
no, I do. I do. I tried the little bits that the little bit of each flavor that we had. We all tried it. Love it.
good.
Delish.
So I'm gonna order some more, but like I need now they're in these little baggies. I need to store them, and I couldn't find a container I like. Right? I don't want to use mason jars.
Okay.
I just don't like the style of them out, like kind of like that. And
Right.
like I need something that stacks, but nothing is like everything's too big or it's small, but doesn't stack. I want to stack them like up behind. So I'm designing canisters that look like a tube with a lid that has a lid that screws on, but
Okay.
underneath is also threaded, so you can actually screw the the canisters together. You can screw them forever,
Oh,
so you can
and making a
stack.
big stack.
You can make 3 stacks, right, and then have a lid on top, and then you can stack
Are
them
they
all you
going to be
want.
like a cube?
No, they're just round. They're like cylinders.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can show you what they
Cool.
look at later if you want.
You're so
Um,
clever.
So I'm going to test print something probably this coming weekend to make sure the threads work because I'm trying to like use less filament and less support see
Right.
how that works. Yeah, so I'm working on that.
Yay! I love that that's something that didn't suck in 2021
Yeah,
because
I'm still playing with it
it,
too.
yes, because like it's not just like a hobby that you are going to get into and then ignore. Like you're still making things, you're still
Mhm.
finding new stuff. And like you for your coffee and your you made something to
Oh yeah,
hold
man, you
your little
remember all the
coffee
stuff? Remember
things.
all the stuff I print? I forget because I just.
I do, I
Well, the
know.
thing is
Go
a
me.
lot of stuff I printed, they just kind of like have become part of my everyday.
Right, which is the coolest part of it.
Right. So I
Like
started.
you've solved issues you've encountered in your daily life
Yeah.
using your 3D printer. So
Right.
cool.
Because like when my ex moved, she took a coffee machine, which is fine. It was hers. It wasn't ours. It was hers. I bought it for her for Christmas. It was hers, and it was an espresso. It used the pods. I was like, I'm stuck using their coffees. I had to go all the way to the mall to get new ones. The pain in the butt. So I was like, well, I switched to the AeroPress, which I'm really liking, but the pieces just kind of like sit out. They don't. There's nothing, no way to kind of like corral them unless you just like shove them into a box or whatever. So I found a thing that an espresso organizer, and I printed that up. It took about a day and a half, and it sits down on my kitchen counter, and I use that thing every single day. It
That's
is
so neat.
perfect, and it holds everything. I have it like all organized. I pull everything out, make my coffee, put it all back. It's great.
So cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love it. You
Yeah.
found logical uses for it, but then fun ones too, like
Heck yeah.
helmets. I'm so excited for it.
Heck yeah.
We'll see what you make in 2022. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
They really are. I'm sure I'll come up with some ideas and make some. One thing I do want to do. This is one thing I want to do. I might add this to my my New Year's resolutions or whatever. My goals. I want to start printing TPU. TPU is like it's almost like silicone. It's all stretchy.
Okay.
And a lot of the non-silicone like phone cases, like this one, like in fact, this phone, my case right here, that's TPU.
Okay. Okay.
So you can like make phone cases and think that needs to stretch and like and wiggle, and you can make tubing, all kinds of stuff with TPU.
Okay. Now that's cool.
yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, people. I'm sure I can find other examples, but like phone case is the most common thing people make with TPU on their 3D printers. So if a friend is like, I want a blue one, okay, like you do your resin, I can make a TPU phone case with a hole in it. You can print you can print like a pop from those little pop things. You can make those, and stuff like that. So like, there's all kinds of things you do with TPU that you can't do with PLA, which is what I printed because it's so hard. So
Right.
TPU,
That's
I want to
very
try some TPU
cool.
projects
I'm glad I didn't go, what the hell is that? I just let you answer
because you know I was going to.
because I was like, well, I don't know what that is. That's very cool.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
We could have a little collab. You can make a phone case and I can make like something for my Cricut to put on
Tell you,
it.
man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Fun, fun
Fun
times.
times.
Um, so we're gonna wrap this episode up, but I
Oh
want to
yeah.
say that my family and I, after 21 months, just got COVID and really made me mad.
Yeah.
Really made me very
You did due
angry.
diligence too. What gets me is you
Yeah,
did all your due diligence and it got in through
through school, just
yeah.
through my kid like going to school, and she made it to the very last week of the entire semester.
Yeah.
Literally three, like 2 days before she was supposed to be done with school, she got some girl came up behind her and hugged her and was like, "Hey, Gabby." And Gabby's like, "Oh, she hugged me, whatever, it's no big deal." And then later on that day she saw the girl again, and the girl was like, "I don't feel very good." And Gabby's like, "What?"
But say what?
What? And the next day, the girl did not come to school and she tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
And Gabby told me, and I was like, okay, it'll be fine. Everything's gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Like we've gone this long. We are all vaccinated. My husband and I are had our boosters. We're like all up to date. Everything will be fine. And my daughter tested positive for COVID and for the
And the
flu because
flu.
why not? Let's just do both.
If you're a dad, might as well kick you.
Well, they said at urgent care that it was a combo they've been seeing a lot of because it is winter time. So we all three have our flu vaccines as well. And it is the very first year that we have gotten them. So thankful for that
Yep.
because I really had no symptoms. I extremely tired and a bad headache, but that's it. Uh, my daughter was, sick for probably like 3 days, felt better immediately after that. My husband was really sick for 3 days and now he feels fine. He does have a lingering cough, but that's probably to be expected.
Yeah.
But we really only felt bad for maybe like 3, maybe 4 days at the most. And we have diligently stayed home for the full 10 days. It's been 10 days as of today. We're getting tested tomorrow. And I am putting this out as fingers crossed that things come back negative because I have an anniversary event to go to with my husband. And this is I want to wish my husband a happy anniversary. Love you. You're the best. If you hear this, it's been 21 years of wonderful marriage. And if we don't get to celebrate, we'll figure something out. It's fine. Um, I rented a cabin without him knowing to go celebrate our anniversary, but I had to tell him because I was like, we may not go, dude. Just so you know, I had a thought. All right. I already paid full freaking price for this place. And then we got COVID. So as long as we test positive or negative, not positive, oh my God, as long as we test negative on Wednesday, we get to go celebrate our anniversary. So I'm saying this to put it out into the world that we are going to be negative. All will be fine. Everything will be great. And we are going to go celebrate 21 years of marriage. That's
Hell
a
yeah.
goddamn accomplishment.
Damn skippy.
And we've now survived COVID. So, woo!
All right.
Look at us.
Good bonus. Survived COVID 2021.
Fucking accomplishment. What a way to end this crazy year.
Right.
I would say have hope for 2022 to be a better year, but I'm just like too tired to have the hope. I'm just what happens.
I'll hope for you, man. It's just,
there you go. You have the hope that it'll be a
please.
better year. I'm just gonna take it
God.
one day at a time
That was
and
the whole thing.
see what happens. So, we wish you all the best. We thank you all for listening this entire year with us. We hope you continue to listen, all the good stuff. And we want to hear things about your 2021 that didn't suck. Like, what are your things on your list? If you had to name 5 things from this past year that you loved or that brought, comfort to your life or joy to your life. We want to hear it. So comment on our posts on Instagram and Facebook at The Average Vegans. You can email us at theaveragevegans@gmail.com. You can, of course, find this episode and all other episodes on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, and anywhere else you get your podcasts fix. Please make sure to leave a review. Please, please, please. And recommend us to anyone and everyone. You will find show notes, links, and all of that stuff on our website, theaveragevegans.com. And again, we want to hear about all the things in 2021 that didn't suck for you, what you're looking forward to in the new year. If you're a new vegan, we want to hear about what you're worried about, what we could possibly do an episode about for you. Just give us a little message, a little comment, something. We want to hear from you guys. And that's about it for this episode.
All right. Well, until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.